So here's one of the issues I see quite a bit in startups and with founders. You find a problem that is a big problem that you want to solve, but in the process of creating a solution for that problem, you forget to think about the commercialization of it. Meaning, there might be a problem. In many cases, I've spoken to founders, and it's a very obvious problem, right? But you never stop to ask the question, who is it relevant for, and what is the potential business benefit of solving this problem, and for who? And there's a lot of startups that have gone pretty far in creating solutions to problems where it turns out that once you solve the problem and you talk to people who have the problem, so let's say it's a marketing agency or it's a law firm, and the assumption when you went into it, because as a founder you just saw this problem and it seemed to be a really big one and it seemed to be very costly, the assumption is that there's somebody out there that is willing to pay the big bucks to get it solved. Then you build a solution, and then you find your perfect customer, you go to this perfect customer, and then you tell them, hey, do you have this problem? And the customer says, yeah, I have that problem. Then you say, that's perfect, I solved it for you. You know, how much would it be worth to you to get this problem solved? And that is then at the point where a lot of startups dies, because the assumption that this is very valuable for the company is proven to be dead wrong. And the company that has this issue or has this problem basically says, you know, it seems like a big problem, but it's actually not a big problem. It wouldn't change our business fundamentally to get this solved. So the way I always encourage founders, people who have the idea and want to start up something that solves a problem, is to, before you do anything else, find out who's it relevant for? Who do you believe from a hypothesis standpoint would pay the big bucks to get this solved? Then you create a presentation where you go through, this is the problem I see, this is my expectation about what happens when it gets solved, and this is the solution that I'm proposing. Create it as if you just had the perfect solution. And then you call up your customers, your future customers, and then you tell them, hey, I see this problem, do you have this problem? Yes, we have this problem. I have a solution for it. Depending on how much you want to stretch it, you could say, I'm in the process of building a solution to solve this problem, and it's really important for me to get the feedback from you. And then you go out, and then you book the meetings, which is a really good first test. If you can't book any meetings, it's not a big problem. 100%. If you can book a lot of meetings and get a lot of interest, that's nice, but it's still not a big problem. The way you know that you're onto something is when you can take that presentation, and without having a product and without having anything else, you can present it to somebody, and they can be so excited about it that they will not just sign up, but they would promise you in writing, if you create a solution that can do X, Y, Z in a certain way, I will purchase it at price X for commitment of Y. If you do that as a founder, I guarantee seed funding, Series A funding, everything goes a lot smoother. If you go to a venture capitalist and you say, I see a problem, I can solve it, this is how I'm gonna do, I have a really strong team, it's all A-okay and it's gonna be perfect, go into Excel and draw the famous hockey curve, you might get funding. If you go to a venture capitalist and you say, I see the problem, here's the solution, I talked to 15 people that is fitting the key group of people that is supposed to have this problem, they have confirmed to me, I have this problem, and they have already signed up to purchase the solution that I'm going to create for them. Now what I need from you, dear venture capitalist, is just bridge funding. I need you to invest in my company so I actually build this solution and I can recognize this revenue. I guarantee the amount of funding and offers you're gonna get is gonna run a lot more smooth. So, tip number one, if you're starting up a company, talk to the people you're going to sell the solution to and get them to sign up and purchase before you have anything. It radically increases your chance of success. Enjoy it. See you.